I'd like to call this meeting of the Monroe County Stormwater Management Board to order. It is Wednesday, October 1st, 2025. It is 3:32 p.m. So first item on the agenda is public input for items not on the agenda. So does not look like there is an abundance of people in the Nat U Hill room. Is there anyone in the Nat U Hill room who would like to provide public commentary for items not on the agenda? Seeing no one here, is there anyone online who would like to provide public input for items not on the agenda?
I can confirm that those are all county employees except for maybe cats.
Yes. So with that, I see no one. So we will move on to the next item on the agenda, which is the approval of the minutes for September 3rd, 2025.
So moved.
Does anyone?
I will second that, but I'll add the last name of the person speaking and not the first name only. So
I actually noticed that. Thank you so much, very much for making that comment.
And just to note for the record that who's present here.
Yes.
Yep.
And I will go ahead and do that actually right now. We have Commissioner Thomas, Commissioner Madeira, and Surveyor Enright Randolph present. And also Erica, Bina, and we have yes, I'm sorry. As well. The difficulties of being a new commissioner who does not, who remembers faces but not names. Apologies for that. So we have a motion for approval of minutes for September 3rd, 2025, and a second. Does anyone have any comments on the minutes for September 3rd, 2025?
Since maybe I motion, I'll make sure it's clear that the revisions are a friendly amendment to my motion. I don't know if we need to be that formal or not. I will also note that Ms. Barbrick is online, so I'm sure she'll change that. Thanks for pointing that out.
And
Call the question.
yep. So all those in favor of approving the minutes for September 3rd, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next item on the agenda is approval of minutes for September 22nd, 2025, which was the special budget update meeting.
I'll move approval. I can't say if there's any changes on that one. Were those done more in line, Commissioner Thomas?
I'm not sure which set of minutes had the mix up in the last name, first name, but just check them both. It's fine.
Well, yeah, we'll just go ahead and add if they need to be revised. Please revise that.
Yes.
So.
And so is there a second for that?
Yes, I second
Okay,
it.
perfect. Any more comments on those? All right, then I would like to, all those who would like to, I'm sorry, I am tongue-tied today. All those in favor of approving the minutes for September 22nd, 2025, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, next item is the stormwater expenditure report for August 2025.
We really only had two larger payouts, and one was for the backfill, $8,133.82, and gas, oil, and lube, $5,356.83.
Thank you. Then we can move on to new business.
I guess I just have one
sorry.
question, and this might be kind of a little premature because it was a fast-paced discussion yesterday at the council level, but they were talking about zeroing out capital expenditures, and they referred to a line with $1 in it. And my concern is that might be the street sweeper line, and I just want to bring that to your attention. If that's the council's desire, that's fine. But if we're able to keep that dollar in there, then we don't have to go through the whole process of creating a line and then simultaneously asking for additional appropriation, and it just kind of makes things a bit smooth, easier, and more in a timely manner. So I just want to bring that to your attention. Like I said, it was a very fast-paced discussion, and I wasn't able to track it 100%, but I do think that's what the dollar was that they referred to.
Commissioner Thomas? Okay. Moving on to new business, we have a memorandum of understanding with the Indiana Karst Conservancy.
Yes, we have been working with the Indiana Cave Survey on a memorandum of understanding to be able to utilize some of their information during our plan reviews. We use several different data sources for our reviews that are publicly available at the state level. But with this being a private organization, we needed to have a clear and defined way that that information was going to be used, who would have access to it, and just general terms of that agreement. We do have one representative here with the Cave Survey, if you have any questions for them as well.
I think it would be great, and maybe even a better value of your time by if you just wanted to come and introduce yourself and speak maybe to this agreement, but anything else you would love to share that could be beneficial to the public or us.
Okay. I am a board member, and I do want to make one correction of the agenda. The organization should be the Indiana Cave Survey.
I was going to
ask. The Karst Conservancy is a sister organization, but they do have two different boards. So it's and the agreements with the Indiana Cave Survey.
As you see on the screen, at least the agreement there,
the
it's
agreement's
correct.
right. It was just the agenda listing. So, and basically, we're a private organization that collects data. We've been around for almost 40 years, and we like to collect it, but we also want to utilize appropriately, and to protect the caves. And it seems like a good match with. We've talked to both the stormwater people and the county planning, and they had interested in utilizing it. So we came up with the agreement. And what else? Other questions you would have?
No, I think it's great. Tons is a hot mic. I think it's great. I was happy that I got here just a bit earlier to chat with you. And I'm just really curious if you would like to share with us like a success story by, these collaborations and how these protect these very sensitive and vulnerable resources across the state. If one pops out, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I would be so thrilled to hear anything such as a success story.
We have had a data sharing agreement with Lockmuller Consulting for a number of years. We provide a lot of information on I-69, so they had all that information as they were doing the environmental studies for I-69, and they did do some in the Tier 1, Tier 2 steering away from known karst features. So.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. And I know you have to be very sensitive of not like talking about a location, but thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. And I'm just really happy to give you the opportunity to kind of express some of what is very valuable with this agreement. So.
Any comments?
My comment is I'm glad you're here today, and thank you for doing this. I want to make the motion to accept the memorandum of understanding between Indiana Cave Survey and the Monroe County.
So I think there's one note.
It's
going to be going to the commissioners,
right?
Because the agreement is with the county commissioner, so it's coming here first because we are the office that's kind of managing the agreement.
To pass this on to the commissioners with positive recommendation.
Okay, great.
That?
Yes.
Be thrilled to recommend this in a very favorable way to the Board of Commissioners, and I'm also just thrilled to be able to have the ability for a favorable recommendation. Excited to be included.
Is that a second?
And a second. I thought
Thank
it.
you.
I thought it was.
Excellent. We have a motion and a second. Is there any public comment? Obviously, we don't have anyone here. Members of the public, are there any members of the public online or anyone who would like to offer commentary on this agenda item? Seeing no one, I would actually like to hold a vote on the memorandum of understanding with the Indiana Cave Survey. Although, just as a note, it does say on the agenda, Indiana Karst Conservancy, that should say Indiana Cave Survey. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. This brings us to the second item of new business, the HNTB assignment number 2, post-construction detention basin maintenance assessment.
So I will start this by showing you the map of the location. So where Old Vernal Pike comes around Loesch Road and Vernal Pike. There are 2 county-owned detention basins there, which from the aerials you might not be able to tell that they are any kind of detention areas. They're very wooded. The infrastructure that's in place is very old and broken in some parts or just very filled in with silt and debris. So it's not holding back water as it should. So this task order with HNTB, we have an on-call contract with them, is for evaluation of the current state of both of those basins and putting together a maintenance plan for tree removal, regrading, and then revegetation, as well as potential infrastructure replacement. As you know, the stormwater program, we should be managing our detention basins to the standard that we expect others to be maintaining theirs as well.
I had a question, and that's just how often is this maintenance needed? I guess it's a fairly routine item.
There's typical things that happen on a seasonal basis, so kind of in the spring and the fall, other things that happen just annually, and then other larger things that might happen less frequently. But if you're doing that maintenance in the spring and fall, those larger maintenance items do tend to be more spread out between frequencies. So I don't think that there's been any maintenance performed on these. I know that they serve their regional detention for the commercial and industrial areas to the west of them. I couldn't find very much information about any maintenance records on them. So if you guys have more information at the commissioner level or at the stormwater management board level, I would love to see it. That would be helpful for us.
Any comments?
Commissioner
Thomas?
I just want to note that the fees don't include any plans, construction oversight. So I'm assuming if the issues are severe, that we're going to have to get another entity in, unless we can do it.
Yes, depending on the scale of what needs to be done and what our crews are already maybe planning to do next year, it may be something we can complete using our crews, or it's something we would have to contract out.
Great, thank you for the clarification. Thank you.
Yes, and I had just assumed that obtaining permits would be kind of like a de minimis cost.
Actually, I had kind of the same question, so I'm good on that one. I also kind of just want to understand, and you might have already expressed your limitations of kind of knowing some of how this all came together, but a lot of times there's these type of detentions, but they're more managed by, a non-government entity, right? How did these regional detention ponds become county owned and maintained?
I am not entirely sure about that. Julie might know.
I do know.
And I see Lisa's hand is raised as well. She might be able to.
And so one of the things I would suggest for further information is to talk to Kelly Whitmer in Parks, since we put a trail in on one of them. So I think the other is likely attached to that purchase of right-of-way. But I would check with her, because she would have all of the construction information in those areas.
Excellent. Any more comments or questions?
Oh, I had three, but somehow the last one, I was just wondering, since Ms. Ridge rose her hand virtually, if she wanted to add on to that at all.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. No, Julie's right. We would have construction plans because that was Karst Trail Phase 2B. And I think that was constructed around 2016 through the TIF district. I believe it was funded through that program. And then also I wanted to point out on the maintenance and everything, and possibly if we can do the work in-house. Luckily, in this last legislative, they increase the amount that we can do in-house. It used to be, I believe, a $250,000 cap. That has increased to be able to let in-house be able to do more. And then also the quoting and bid process, they've actually increased that threshold for us to be able to do quotes versus bids, saving costs to the county. So I just want to throw that in, but yeah, we should have construction plans on most of the information that we would need.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you were able to add some fun facts in there too about our abilities to do larger projects in-house. That's incredible. I can't wait to see some success stories on that front too. I remembered what I was going to say. It wasn't a question. It was just a comment. And just due to maintenance, yearly maintenance, backup maintenance, I'll say. And then I also think there is the unforeseen like weather storm event impacts that would need maintenance as well. So I just wanted to mention that there's a lot of circumstances that we need to get in there and maintain these. Also, I just want to share one other comment. This is from a session I attended at the INASM, Indiana Association of Stormwater and Floodplain Management. Jeez. It was all about maintenance and building the worth of maintenance, and the cost of sitting on what needs to be maintained starts to increase dramatically. And I'm very excited to be presented with something that focuses on maintenance as much as other things that we do that benefit stormwater. So I just wanted to share that the cost of doing it now outweighs the cost of doing it later. So.
Excellent. Any more comments or questions? All right. I'd like to, since we don't have any members of the public here, see if there's any members of the public online with any comments about HNTB assignment number 2. Seeing none, I believe we have a motion and a second. So
I don't think we did the motion.
Actually, no, we don't.
I move to approve the HNTB assignment 2 post-construction detention basin maintenance assessment. And I'll also, if you zoom in, put the not to exceed on here. That's typically what the commissioners want. Do you feel like that is a good amount to add in my motion?
Not to exceed $28,500.
Not to exceed $28,500. That's my motion.
Second.
All in favor of approving HNTB assignment number 2, not to exceed $28,500, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion passes. Moving on to staff reports.
I have nothing else for you today, so.
Excellent. Then moving on to the last item on the agenda, which is adjournment.
Oh, Lisa has her hand raised.
I'm sorry. Thank you so much for pointing that out. Lisa.
Sorry, I'll be really quick. I know the council met last night. Tron mentioned that a little bit. I do expect our budget to change. I do believe we'll go farther under budget from some of the cuts that possibly could be taking place. They have their next meeting next Wednesday, October 8th. So we are following it so we can stay up to date on how it affects the stormwater budget. So yeah, we will keep you informed.
Right. And some of the cuts were, I don't understand cutting the stormwater budget when we're already at or under budget. That doesn't make sense to me because those monies don't flow anywhere else, no pun intended. So I don't know that there'll be changes because to me, it doesn't really make sense to do that. It's a separate fund, it's a separate fee. So it's not part of the levy. I don't get it. So I'm not sure that there will be, but thank you for raising that.
Yeah, and the only thing that I wanted to raise on that, and most of the highway budgets are in that same category that we're outside the levy and it's our own funds. I think some of the changes that I'm hearing is across the board where it involves employees and treating everybody the same there. So.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the update.
Yes. And with that, I think we are good to adjourn. The date of our next meeting is November 5th, 2025. Thank you all.
Thank you.